Alright guys, this is my official UFC 295 preview. Big business this weekend in Madison Square Garden in New York City. I'm going to start doing these a lot going forward, so if you're a UFC fan, even a casual fan, and you want kind of just a quick preview before the fights, I'm going to start doing these probably every Thursday or Friday before the fights. Okay, so originally this fight was supposed to be Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic. Obviously, you probably know Jon Jones. He's the current heavyweight champ. He's probably the best UFC fighter ever. Stipe Miocic, if you are more of a casual fan, was the heavyweight champ for a while. He's considered kind of the most successful and kind of the best heavyweight all around ever. This fight overall was pretty boring. I think most people expected Jones to win pretty easily, either a finish or a decision. But it's supposed to be kind of like a send-off for both. No matter who wins, we kind of expect both to retire. Problem is, Jon Jones got hurt. He tore his, I think his pec, and so he had surgery and he's out. Stipe did not want to fight anyone else, so they had to reschedule the fight. The new fight for the title is Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall. If you're unfamiliar with this, honestly, this fight's a lot more exciting. I don't think either of these guys is as good as Jones, but I think both of them could beat Jones. They're both up and coming. Pavlovich just throws straight bombs. He's Russian. He's a lot like Drago. He's kind of like Francis. He's almost like a white Ngannou. He's just going to keep throwing haymakers. He's a big knockout guy. Aspinall is very, very well rounded. He can do everything. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He has good striking. So this is going to be a very, very good fight. It's very, very close in the betting line. I lean Aspinall in this fight. I think it's kind of dumb. It's for the interim title. I think Jones is going to be out long enough. This should be for the real belt. But assuming the winner of this title will then go on to face Jones, so I'm going to lean Aspinall. But if you can, tune into this fight. Another thing that they did about this fight is they moved it from the main event to the co-main event now because Jones isn't in it, which I think is a huge mistake. I think the heavyweight should always, always, always be the main event regardless of who's fighting. All right, now on to the co-main event and probably one of the most exciting UFC fights in years. Alex Pereira, who's the current light heavyweight champ, against Yuri Prochazka, who was the light heavyweight champ, and then he got a really bad shoulder injury and he had to vacate the belt. This is pretty much like a samurai. Prochazka is obsessed with samurais. He has samurai swords. He reads samurai books. He does all these samurai methods against against Pereira, who is kind of comes from an indigenous tribe in Brazil. So he's more of like a warrior. He loves bow and arrows. So it's really, really cool. Again, a very, very close matchup. I lean Pereira just because he's a much better kickboxer, but this is going to be very close. Again, both of these fights are very good. If you're a casual fan, even if you haven't heard of these guys, trust me, tune in, try and get a stream, go to a bar. Don't spend $80 on it, but go to a bar. Maybe have a couple friends over, split it that way, but trust me, watch these fights. One more fight I want to touch on to keep an eye out for: Matt Frevola against Benoit Saint-Denis. So Saint-Denis was actually in the French Special Forces, pretty much like Black Ops missions, and he just decided he wanted to leave and be a UFC fighter. He's very good. I think he has no losses, maybe one loss. And Frevola is just a cool guy. He's from Long Island. He's a big Mets fan. So he's where kind of I'm from. But this is going to be a war. I think someone's going to get knocked out here. So if you're looking for kind of like an old-fashioned, just kind of people throwing bombs, look out for this fight. So that's my UFC 295 preview. Again, this Saturday night in New York City, Madison Square Garden. 2 title fights, heavyweight and light heavyweight. But a lot of good fights throughout the undercard. So if you're a casual fan and you want to go check out some fights, like I said, go to a bar, have some friends over, go online, go to crack streams, maybe find an illegal stream that way. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.